Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by Isaac Jackson and Justin Page, members of UC Hastings Legal Notes and the 2016 graduating class. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. My name is Tom Getty, class of 1981, and I serve as chair of the board of directors at UC Hastings College of the Law. On behalf of the board of directors, faculty, and administration, I take great pleasure in calling to order the 135th commencement ceremony for the University of California Hastings College of the Law. I'd also like to acknowledge my colleagues on the board of directors here today, Simona Agnelucci, Don Bradley, Marcy Dragan, Mary Noel Peps, and Courtney Green Powell. Today we celebrate with pride your dedication and your accomplishments. You have worked very hard to earn the degrees we are here today to bestow. And we thank your family members and friends in attendance who have been there for you and are now here to celebrate this milestone. Thank you to each and everyone in attendance, students about to graduate, friends, and family members. Thank you very much. And students, this is not a goodbye. When you leave here today, officially as a graduate, you join a worldwide community of alumni, making our mark in nearly every field of human endeavor. You join us now as the future lawyers, legislators, mediators, judges, legal scholars, and partners in business who will go on to make a difference in this world. We look forward to your accomplishments and welcome you as alumni. On behalf of the board of directors, it is again our honor to share this important day with you. Together, we are UC Hastings. At this time, I would like to introduce Acting Chancellor and Dean David Fagman, who will serve as the Master of Ceremonies. Please join me in welcoming Chancellor Fagman.
Wow. Thank you, Chair Getty. Good afternoon. Welcome to the graduates of the class of 2016. On behalf of UC Hastings, I welcome you and congratulate you and your families. We are here today to recognize and honor our graduates, of whom we are extremely proud. John Adams said, quote, "There are two types of education. One should teach us how to make a living, and the other how to live." I am confident that UC Hastings provided the former, and I hope that we have contributed to the latter. We also want to recognize and thank the families and friends of our graduates. None of us succeeds alone. However far we travel in this world, it is our family and friends that have given us the safe harbor from which to venture forth and to which we can always return. Please join me in recognizing your families and friends whose love, support, and encouragement have made this day possible. Please also join me in recognizing your faculty. Henry Adams said, quote, "Teachers affect eternity. They can never tell where their influence stops." We are very fortunate indeed to have a faculty who are dedicated to their profession, their school, and most importantly to you, their students. Thank you, faculty. I'd also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the Chancellor and Dean's Key Issues team. These are the senior administrators on campus who help make the school run. Most of them are here today. Some are volunteering to help staff this event, and others are on stage. First, I'd like to thank, in particular, Provost and Academic Dean Beth Hillman. As many of you know, Beth will be leaving us at the end of this June. She'll be taking on the presidency of Mills College. Beth, a personal thank you to you. I would also like to thank Jeff Lefson, the Associate Academic Dean, David Seward, Chief Financial Officer, Elise Trainum, General Counsel, Julia Jackson, Interim Chief Information Officer, Robert Pettit, Executive Director of Human Resources, Eric Dumbleton, Chief Development Officer, and Alex Shapiro, the Director of External Relations. Thank you all. And last, but certainly not least, I want to thank those who made this event possible. There are more than 50 staff members from across the college here working to make this day memorable and special for all of our graduates, guests, and families. Thank you to all those who have kindly given your time today and for all that you do throughout the year. Thank you. At UC Hastings, we believe the delivery of pro bono services is an integral part of legal education and the practice of law. The California Bar and the American Bar Associations encourage attorneys to devote at least 50 hours annually to the provision of pro bono legal services. The class of 2016 took this pledge to provide pro bono services to heart, with 231 of today's graduates, including 5 LLM graduates, participating in the program. Of those participating in the pro bono program, 90 members of the class of 2016, including LLM graduates, have met UC Hastings' pro bono goal and are recognized as members of the Pro Bono Society. 27 of these graduates went even further and met the aspirational pro bono goal set for licensed attorneys and are recognized today for outstanding achievement in pro bono work. Together, the class of 2016 provided more than 9,000 hours of pro bono services. At a conservative billing rate of $100 per hour, these graduates provided legal services just shy of $1 million. We hope that the spirit of pro bono is a commitment all our graduates will continue to live up to throughout their professional lives. Will the graduates receiving pro bono recognition please stand? Please stand. Please and thank you. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce the first of our student speakers. The valedictorian is the member of the graduating Juris Doctor class. This is exactly the way my classes go too. I get interrupted constantly. A Juris Doctor class with the highest grade point average after completion of 5 semesters at UC Hastings. Among her accomplishments, this year's valedictorian was the executive managing editor for the Hastings Law Journal and won many Cowley and Whitman awards, as well as a Best Brief Award in Moot Court. While at UC Hastings, she worked with the General Advocacy Assistance Program, extern for the Honorable Marshall Berzon at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. It was a teaching fellow who helped pioneer a new teaching program designed to support our first-year law students. Prior to UC Hastings, she worked as an elementary school teacher for Teach for America, and she graduated from UC Berkeley with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and Legal Studies. After taking the bar exam, she will be clerking at the Hawaiian Supreme Court for Justice Paula Nakayama, and then clerking for Judge Maxine Chesney at the United States District Court for the Northern District of California. Born and raised in San Francisco, and a lover of bad jokes and cheesy puns, please welcome to the podium Jennifer Chan.
Quickly just take a second to thank all of the people who helped get us here today. On behalf of the class of 2016, thank you to all of the family and friends who've supported us in our journey up until this point. Thank you for checking in with us, for listening to us, for guiding us, and for encouraging us. We would not be here today without all of you. And consider this a thank you in advance for having to put up with us this summer as we study for the bar exam. Last fall, an old acquaintance from high school reached out to me. He was an investment banker and was interested in going to law school, but he was afraid of taking the plunge, so he wanted to talk to me about my law school experience to decide whether it was going to be the right thing for him to do. We wound up chatting on the phone about all the reasons that I decided to leave my job as an elementary school teacher and go to law school. To this day, he asked me a question that still sticks out in my mind. He said, "Jen, you could have been a teacher. After being a youth leader in high school, you could have been a counselor. You could have been a therapist. You could have been an advocate for those in need at a nonprofit organization. So why did you decide to go to law school and become a lawyer?" That was a tough question. And I'm not going to lie, for one of the few times in my life, I was speechless. But after thinking about it for a moment, I answered. Because as a lawyer, I wouldn't have to pick. I could be any and all of those things on any given day, depending on the case, the time, and the client. Since answering my friend's question, I've really come to appreciate the fact that the legal profession is unique and exciting. Because as lawyers, we all get to wear different kinds of hats. We get to be advocates, counselors, mediators, teachers, authors, and more. So today is a special day. Yeah, today is the day of our law school commencement. But interestingly, today is also the only day in our entire lives where all of us are going to be wearing hats. And even more interesting, we are all wearing the exact same hat. So today marks the day in which we are literally all wearing the same hat, right? But figuratively, we have also in a way been wearing the same hat over the last 3 years. We have been students in the class of 2016 at UC Hastings. And in that time that we've worn this hat as a UC Hastings student, we've been united by our shared experiences. We have received a top-notch legal education in which we have learned the academic skills we're going to need in order to be good lawyers. We know how to understand legal concepts, problem solve, research, and write. We have participated in a variety of extracurricular activities, like a competitive team, a journal, or a student organization, or a clinic, where we have learned the vital professional and interpersonal skills that we're going to need in order to be good lawyers. We know how to communicate, to collaborate, and to delegate in order to achieve outcomes for others. Finally, in going through this crazy law school experience together, we have gained an amazing and powerful network of colleagues and allies whom we will rely upon once we become good lawyers. 3 years ago, we sat in the LBM at 1L orientation together. We have stood in elevators filled with far too many people together. We've studied in the library and in the Gold Room together. We have eaten a lot of free pizza and free sandwiches together. We have all gone to Bob together. We have gone through law school together. At the end of this experience, we take away not just knowledge, not just skills. We take away the fact that we have each other as we enter the legal profession. So today, after we walk across the stage and take pictures, eat dinner, and go home, we're going to take off this figurative hat and these ones, and we're going to put on a new different hat. Some of us will be entering private practice as first-year associates at a law firm. Some of us will become district attorneys, others public defenders. Others will become lawyers for nonprofits or the government. Some of us might go in-house. We may be staying in the Bay Area or moving to a different city or state. And though we have all shared a unified legal educational experience, we're going to each and every single one of us make a different, special impact on the legal profession and the community. And that's amazing. That is wonderful. That is impressive. That is exciting. And I truly look forward to all of the wonderful things that everyone in here will accomplish. And in those endeavors, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Each year, the third year council holds elections to choose who will speak on behalf of the class of 2016. For the first time, the graduating class selected a two-person team. Chris Ballard and Jeanette Acosta. Chris grew up in the Central Valley region of California. Before law school, he worked as a community organizer, organizing low-income communities around better schools, better jobs, and affordable housing. After which, he was elected chairman of the Planning Commission of his hometown, the youngest in California state history. At UC Hastings, he was an ABA, Willie Mays, and Broussard Scholar, as well as co-president of the Black Law Students Association, an editor on the Business Law Journal, an executive notes editor on the Science and Technology Law Journal. He went on to work as a summer associate at the law firm of the Blanks, Patch, Duffy, and Bass, the City Attorney's Office, the California Court of Appeal, and the San Francisco Public Defender's Office. I don't know when you had time to do your homework. He also participated on the championship UC Hastings Balsa mock trial team. He plans on pursuing a career in litigation after graduation. Jeanette is from Pasadena, California, and is a graduate of Harvard's Kennedy School of Government, where she earned a Master in Public Policy. Jeanette graduated cum laude from the University of Southern California with a BA in Political Science and Psychology. Before UC Hastings, she served as a Fulbright Scholar in Mexico, White House intern, and founded the C. Sefuerte Learning Center in Hollister, California, as an AmeriCorps Vista Fellow. At UC Hastings, she served as a co-chair of the La Raza Law Students Association, a Ms. J.D. Fellow, and the executive notes editor of the Hastings Constitutional Law Quarterly. She went on to work with the U.S. Department of Justice's Civil Rights Division, Legal Services for Children, the Executive Office of the California Attorney General, the United States District Court for the Central District of California, and the law firm of Shepard Moen. Jeanette will clerk for the Honorable Anna Blackburn Rigsby of the D.C. Court of Appeals upon graduation, and then return to Shepard Moen to pursue a career in litigation and policy. Please welcome to the podium Chris Ballard and Jeanette Acosta.
Thank you, Dean Fagman. Class of 2016, we made it. Before we begin, we'd like to give an extended thank you to all the family members here today. All those folks who traveled from afar, whose love, support, and encouragement helped us see this day. So to those folks, we are thankful. And then there are those whom we lost along the way. Those who are here with us today in spirit. To them, we are thankful. In the short time we have, we want to take a moment to reflect on how far we've come as a class, but also to note how far we still have to go to create the world we want and deserve.
Thank you, Chris. In August of 2013, we descended upon Hastings, as bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, maybe even wrinkle-free, one of us. Maybe. Many of us had just relocated to San Francisco to embark on this challenging journey. Many of us, the first in our families to begin such a journey. A journey that would open our hearts and minds to endless opportunities and intellectual challenges.
And a lot of reading. Lots and lots of reading.
But together, we seized those opportunities. We survived exams, cold calls, 10 error checks. We then rose through the ranks of moot court, journals, trial teams, and student organizations. We served clients for the first time through clinics. Our class, as you heard earlier today, consistently made time to volunteer through pro bono work, interpreting and assisting those in need. We learned about ourselves during those opportunities. And we learned about the impact that we can have as students. But now it's time to make sure that impact is even greater as graduates and soon-to-be attorneys.
It's time because the world is in need. Ironically, the rigors of law school have shielded us from much of the injustice taking place all over the world. In the past 3 years, we saw innocent children being placed in immigration detention centers, and families torn apart. We saw little black boys and little brown boys being gunned down by police. But that's just at home. Abroad, conflict and tension continues. Palestinians and Syrians fight for freedom. Human rights abuses persist, and nations are threatened by climate change.
So the question is, where do we fit in? As aspiring attorneys and policymakers on the local, statewide, national, and international levels, there is no doubt that we have what it takes to solve the problems we choose to confront. We have a voice and should never fear using it. For those of you marching onward toward improving our criminal justice system, what impact will you have? For those of you embracing social enterprise, social innovation, and technology, what change will you bring?
And for those of you tackling our broken immigration system, what change will you bring? For those of you entering into the corporate world, what change will you bring? And for those of you fighting for freedom, justice, and opportunity for all, what change will you bring? Remember, we are the change makers of our generation. Each of us, smart and savvy, bold and brave, rebellious and collaborative. Our Hastings has shaped us and society awaits us. Class of 2016, our future is an exciting one. Congratulations to the greatest class UC Hastings has ever seen.
Thank you, Chris and Jeanette. It is truly a great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Judge Nancy Gertner. I've had the honor and the pleasure to work with Judge Gertner on many occasions, including on a MacArthur Foundation grant, as well as multiple projects involving the use of scientific evidence. She's one of the most creative and innovative thinkers I've ever met, and has dedicated her professional career to promoting equality and social justice for all. She's held virtually every job a lawyer is trained to do: litigator, advocate, professor, scholar, and judge. Judge Gertner is a graduate of Barnard College and Yale Law School. She received her master's in political science from Yale University. Judge Gertner was appointed to the United States District Court in 1994 by President Bill Clinton. She has received honors and accolades too numerous to list in their entirety. Among these many honors, in 2008, she received the Thurgood Marshall Award from the American Bar Association, section of Individual Rights and Responsibilities, only the second woman to receive it, with Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg being the first. Most federal judges keep a low profile. It is part of the job. Judge Gertner has always been the exception. Her judicial opinions are models for how judges should be engaged in the cases that appear before them. Many have found their way into law school casebooks. She has been profiled numerous times, including by the Boston Globe, the ABA Journal, Boston Magazine, and the Wall Street Journal. She has written and spoken widely throughout the United States, Europe, and Asia, appeared as a keynote speaker, panelist, or lecturer on a wide variety of subjects, including civil rights, civil liberties, employment law, and criminal justice. Her autobiography, In Defense of Women, Memoirs of an Unrepentant Advocate, was published in 2011. In addition, she has published numerous scholarly articles on sentencing discrimination, forensic evidence, women's rights, and the jury system. In September of 2011, Judge Gertner retired from the federal bench and joined the faculty of the Harvard Law School, teaching a number of subjects including criminal law, criminal procedure, forensic science, neuroscience in the law, and sentencing. Please join me in a very grand and heartfelt welcome to Judge Nancy Griffin.
It is very hard to follow those students. I should have ordered a different order, actually. Dean Fagman, trustee, faculty, graduates, guests, and parents. And I join everyone in thanking parents and family. It's only been a few years since I was sitting where you are, watching the graduations of my 3 children. It will be an extraordinary day. Count on that. So now, in order to prepare for this, I researched. I didn't reread the great books to lard this talk with pithy quotes or cite Greek philosophers, because I know that you'd go right to sleep. Nor did I want to sum up the year's events so that you can see the scope of my interests so that you would then zone out. I don't want to talk about presidential politics at all. We've heard enough about that. I thought about regaling you with stories of my misadventures so that you'd understand that life's choices are never linear. That's not really what I want to talk about, but I have to say a few words. I didn't come to this resume in a linear fashion. I was born on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. My parents, neither parent went to college. It was a struggle growing up, not just economically, but for the roles that I chose to do. In my book, I love to talk about, with love, the kinds of fights I had with my parents about feminism, politics, etc. There's a wonderful story about the first time I marched against the war in Vietnam. And I marched and I was so excited that I had stood up for what I believed in. And I came home to Queens. We were then living in Queens, and I talked to my father, and I said, "Dad, look what I did." And he was furious. We fought for hours. And he finally ends with a note that I will never forget. He says, "Nance, it's one thing to believe in something. It's quite another thing to do something about it." This was advice that I never followed. When I got into Yale Law School, my mother, who was terribly concerned that I would never marry, assured me that I had now priced myself out of the male market. And better yet, after 3 years at Yale, she and I had an unbelievable fight, the kind of fights that only mothers and daughters can have. I was about to graduate Yale Law School. I was about to go on to a clerkship, and we fought for hours. What were we fighting about? She wanted me to take the Triborough Bridge toll takers test, just in case. You never know. In fact, I told that story when I was sworn in as a judge, because I wanted everyone to understand the distance that I had traveled. And after I told that story, and people were laughing, I looked up and I said, "Excuse me, my mother had died, and I have a few words to say to her. I was about to be a judge. I say, Ma, at last, a government job." So don't think that the credentials really reflect the story of a person. And finally, when I was still on the bench, I love to tell the story of a panel at the Yale Law School. When I was on a panel with Sonia Sotomayor, she was not yet on the Supreme Court, the women at Yale wanted to know, how does one become a judge? What specific courses do you take? What jobs do you embark on? How do you map out this fabulous career? Justice Sotomayor, then judge, went first. She said, "Well, you go to this law school, you do very well, you work in the public sphere afterwards, you work for a private firm, you may have opinions that you care about deeply, but you are careful at how you express them, and you become a judge." Then it was my turn. I said, "You go to this wonderful law school, you do very well, you clerk for a judge," and then, pausing for effect, ever the trial lawyer, I said, "You represent the first lesbian feminist radical revolutionary accused of killing a police officer you could find." That abortion case in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, gave speeches on Boston Common, represented murderers, rapists, people accused of sex discrimination, people rather challenging sex discrimination in all those courts of the Commonwealth. And for the final coup de grace, you marry the legal director of the American Civil Liberties Union of Massachusetts. And you become a judge. So my path to here is not as linear as others might have been. But I want to start, as I said, I did research, I listened to other speeches, most of them were pretty dopey, but I gleaned some good things out of them. Al Gore, this was not a dopey one, gave an amazing TED Talk recently in which he described the following scene. It was 1961, a new president, President Kennedy, only really months into his term in the White House, challenged America to, quote, land a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth. The fact is, and it's stunning to think about it now, no one knew how to make this happen. It was literally a clean slate. Yet 8 years later, Apollo 11 happened. 3 astronauts landed on the moon, a first in human history. The television screens reflected this extraordinary exuberance in the mission control room when its success was clear. There were lots of things that were remarkable about that event, but what Vice President Gore said was what struck me. The men in that room, and sadly they were mostly men, were scientists and engineers whose average age was 28. Let me say that again. They were only 28. That means that when President Kennedy called for a mission to land a man on the moon, they were your ages. Not to put too much pressure on you. When the call to change the world as we knew it was made, they had graduated college, were in the midst of postgraduate degrees. They were at your stage in their lives. They were you. Now, I'm not calling for you to land a mission on Mars or one of the new exoplanets. I'm an astronomer on the side. I know that you're law students, and if you're like me, you're a bit math and science phobic. I want you, though, to think about what your clarion call should be. What will be the functional equivalent of your moon mission? It must be something. It must be some engagement with the world. You cannot be passive. You cannot stand by. I'm intrigued in this regard by the title of Howard Zinn's memoir. Zinn was a very renowned historian, and the memoir is called You Can't Be Neutral on a Moving Train. The title reflects his vision of the theme of the 60s, the era that I grew up. Don't do the math. If you're not part of the solution, we used to say, you're part of the problem. Now look at where this train, our world, is moving. Note that I'm completely mixing my metaphors, but I don't care. We can visualize that moving train, our planet moving through space with greenhouse gases trapped in the atmosphere, building and building over time. We can see what the first astronauts saw, a world both beautiful and vulnerable. We understand our contribution to the environment every time we ride in a car, every time we eat vegetables transported across the country, every time we ride in a plane. We know that we're adding to the carbon dioxide of the planet. We cannot escape it. We cannot get off this train. Is that going to be the challenge of your generation? Shall you remedy climate change finally? Come to grips with the calamity that scientists have been predicting? Or will you look earthward to the issues in our country? Now, those issues are, or at least have been, harder to see. When a young man was sentenced to a mandatory minimum term of years for drugs, when did we know that the prison term he was getting was wildly out of proportion to any reasonable policy? We didn't see then how we contributed to it. When we heard of how the U.S. imprisons more people than any other industrialized country, our nearest competitors are Rwanda and China, we didn't see how that concerned us. We didn't understand in the same way that we understood about climate change how we enabled those policies. When we learned that we'd imprisoned African American men at a level not seen since Reconstruction, we may not have understood our role. 40% of those in prison are black, out of proportion, wildly out of proportion with their numbers in the population and their contribution to crime. And the consequences of imprisonment are stunning and generational. Kids are more likely to go to jail if one of their parents is imprisoned, and it was or has been invisible. The economic and social consequences are ignored. But, fellow students and parents, this is a moving train for which we are responsible. The people we elect to Congress, the public debate about crime to which we contribute. We can't be neutral on this moving train. When I was sitting where you are, I wanted to be an academic and think grand thoughts, but I could not sit still. I was too drawn to participate in the movements that engaged my generation. Candidly, the first time I represented someone who was acquitted, who secured a settlement in a gender or race discrimination case, the first time a client told me that I had changed their life, I thought I could not stop. It was my version of the hoop that went up when, in mission control, when astronaut Armstrong landed on the moon. Then 2 decades after being a civil rights and criminal defense lawyer, I became a judge. So here's my moon mission for the rest of the time that I have. I had the same passions when I became a judge that I had before. I had no confirmation conversion. I understood that my role had changed, and while I had sworn to uphold the Constitution, I believed that the law would mostly align with my sense of justice. They did not. Now I was the one sending those young men to jail for nonviolent drug offenses. I was the one who watched them come into the courtroom as free men and walk out shackled. Mass incarceration was not an abstraction to me. I was part of it. I could not wring my hands and say there was nothing I could do. There is never nothing you can do. It would have been easier to pretend that what I was doing, that I had no choice to do what I was doing, and it was mostly right. I could not. It would have been easier to do that, to sleep at night. I wanted to make sure I understood that what I was doing, the implications of it, the unfairness of it. I left the bench to work on my moonshot. And here's what it is. First, it has to be said clearly over and over again. Over a 17-year career, I sentenced hundreds of defendants to sentences, 80% of which I believe to be disproportionate, unfair, and discriminatory. There were 10, 15, 20-year mandatory sentences for drugs that made absolutely no sense under any rational social policy. Life sentences for marijuana distribution. There were mandatory sentencing guidelines that led to results that can only be described as absurd. When I made a small downward adjustment explaining what I did in a written decision, I risked reversal by an appellate court which saw only calculations and not people. To say that we treated people like numbers is not a remote overstatement. What mattered most was the quantity of drugs or how many guideline points in their criminal record. What did not matter were facts like whether they were dealing drugs out of their car because they were homeless rather than dealing drugs to buy a car. What didn't matter was whether the record was violent or just a collection of petty offenses, even driving while black. What didn't matter was how much of their record reflected policing decisions in minority communities or schools that would just as soon kick them out as try to engage with their issues. Factors that everyone would agree are meaningful to determine culpability were irrelevant. Addiction, I was told in the guidelines, was not ordinarily relevant, even though we understand how drugs hijack the brain. Mental health issues were not ordinarily relevant, even though they plainly shaped the decisions that these young men made. Family ties were not ordinarily relevant, even as we blithely presided over the destruction of families. And social background was not relevant, even though neuroscience teaches us about what toxic environmental stress can do to children. Children who were abused, who lived with gunshots in their neighborhood, watched loved ones die. These were family circumstances I just was not supposed to take into account. I didn't listen. I did what I could to find out about the human beings in front of me, even when their humanity didn't seem to count in the law. I didn't listen. I kept files on everyone so that I would not forget who they were and what I was doing. I had a spreadsheet listing their sentences, what their background suggested, what became of them. Did jail make a difference? Rarely. It hurt more than it helped, a waste of money, and more important, a waste of lives. Mass incarceration and the racism it reflected was a scourge on our nation's record. I did what I could during those 17 years as a judge to mitigate the harsh effects of the regime I was in. I wish I had done more. I left the bench to try to undo the damage that I and others had done. It may come as a surprise to you. I'm not in my 20s anymore. I want to see this change in my lifetime. So, I'm writing a book about the men I sentenced, in effect resentencing them. I want to resentencing them in my book, reimagining what the outcome should have been in a humane system. So much has been written about mass incarceration in the abstract. I want to write concretely about the men, and they were largely men, I came to know. More than writing, I'm doing. I'm identifying those who should get presidential clemency because of changes in the law or because their sentences were absurdly disproportionate. I will write letters on their behalf and even reach out to get them lawyers. But my efforts are not even close to what needs to be done. David Cole and Mark Maurer proposed a Marshall Plan for communities decimated by our unquestionably failed war on drugs. Through the Marshall Plan after World War II, we rebuilt countries that we had vanquished rather than punishing them. Now, while we did not destroy American communities with bombs and ammunition, but with prosecutions, prisons, and punishment, the impact was the same. A generation of African American men is missing from their neighborhoods' economic life, barred from federal aid, subsidized housing, and employment. They are silenced, unable to vote, to serve on juries. The sons and daughters of jail parents too often follow that path. So let me say again, when I oppose mandatory minimums, onerous guidelines, when I work to get clemency for the men that I sentence, and when I write about it, it is not an abstraction. I know what it feels like to pronounce a heartbreaking sentence on a human being who did not deserve it. I was part of the problem, and I must be part of the solution. I needed to leave the bench so I could speak and write, say what I had seen, what I had heard, why it was wrong, and how to change it. In that regard, I really am no different from the young woman too many years ago who could not sit still in the library but had to go out to change the world. So I am delighted to be here today. I'm not asking you to fashion your life's plan right now to be like the young people who heard President Kennedy's call. I understand there's a fair amount of partying to be done before you can even begin. But it is about taking responsibility for the direction of our country, for our nation's plight, for our poisonous politics. It is about changing the direction of that train and the world. And candidly, it is about reaching for the moon. So here are the quotes. Not dead philosophers, but quotes that matter in any event. From President John F. Kennedy. He said, "Our problems are man-made," and boy, this one is. "They can be solved by men and women. And man can be as big as he wants. No problem of human destiny is beyond human beings. Man's reason and spirit have often solved the seemingly insolvable. and we believe they can do it again. And then my favorite quotes come from one from Rabbi Abraham Heschel, who marched with Martin Luther King at Selma. And he said, "The opposite of good is not evil, it is indifference." And Martin Luther King agreed, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. I left the bench to speak. I will not be silent. So read the rules that they have laid out for you, and remember to challenge them. Know where the lines are, but sometimes know how to step outside them. And understand how you contribute to that moving train, but more importantly, how you can stop it. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Thank you.
UC Hastings College of the Law has a proud and unique relationship with the University of California. Founded in 1878 by Serenus Quinton Hastings, the first Chief Justice of California. The University of California Hastings College of the Law was California's first law school and was considered the law department of the University of California. Provost and Executive Vice President of Academic Affairs for the University of California, Amy Dorr, is here today in honor of that relationship and will confer your degrees upon you. As Provost, she serves as University of California's Chief Academic Officer and leads efforts to ensure academic excellence among the universities. Please welcome to the podium, Provost Dorr.
Thank you very much, Chancellor and Dean Fegman, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted and honored to be with you today. I bring greetings and congratulations from University of California President Janet Napolitano. Today is a wonderful day. It marks an ending and a beginning, even though life is rarely so clean-cut that you can have a clear ending and a clear beginning. President Napolitano and I, and so many others, honored the degree that I will confer on each of you today. The degree signifies an ending, a completion, a major achievement in your lives, and the degree supports now and into the future a variety of beginnings that you will choose and value. Please know that my very formal conferral of your degree comes along with much admiration and many good wishes to you, the graduates, and to your families, friends, and faculty. Chancellor Dean Fegman.
Thank you. Thank you, Provost Dorr. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to proceed with the awarding of academic degrees. As we begin the conferral, I would like to remind guests to please stay seated at this time. So no running around on the stairs. We will begin with a degree of Master of Studies in Law. Now, in its fourth year, the MSL is a one-year degree for professionals who wish to gain a sophisticated understanding of the law as it applies to their fields. The MSL program was originally aimed at health and science professionals, but has since expanded to include those who work in the fields of business and technology, as well as those professionals who wish to design their own program of legal study. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Studies in Law please stand? Provost Dorr. Provost Dorr, I have the honor to present for the rank of Master of Studies in Law these candidates, certified by the faculty who have successfully completed the curriculum of UC Hastings College of the Law and are entitled to the ancient rank of Master.
Here's the formal part. By virtue of the authority vested in me as Provost of the University of California, I hereby confer upon you, the graduates of the class of 2016, the Master of Studies in Law degree, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto. Congratulations.
In 2002, UC Hastings launched the LLM program, which draws students from all around the world. The flags of the countries our LLM graduates come from are on stage today as recognition of their contributions to UC Hastings and symbolizing the global reach of this institution. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws please stand? Provost Dorr, I have the honor to present for the rank of Master of Laws these candidates, certified by the faculty who have successfully completed the curriculum of UC Hastings College of the Law and are entitled to the ancient rank of Master.
Thank you. By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Provost of the University of California, I hereby confer upon you, the graduates of the class of 2016, the Master of Laws degree with all the rights and privileges thereunto. And many congratulations.
UC Hastings has been at the center of the legal community in the West for 138 years. And this is our 135th graduating class of Juris Doctor students. Will the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor please stand? Provost Dorr, I have the honor to present the candidates certified by the faculty who have successfully completed the curriculum of UC Hastings College of the Law for the degree of Juris Doctor.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Provost of the University of California, I hereby confer upon you, the graduates of the class of 2016, the Juris Doctor degree, with all the rights and privileges thereunto. And many congratulations.
Jeanette M. Acosta. Chris Ballard. Kawate Madure Vishwanath. Rohini Mohan.
Jean Elias Javier, Thomas Dietrich, Casper Smith Dan, Johanna Hussein, Vanessa O'Donnell, Laura Principe, Eva N. Bongers, Teresa Marcondes, Xiao Xiao Lu, Kim Ansel, Hussein Yusuf Khalil, Osric Hong Jeffrey Chen, Leandro Pacifico, Philippe Bou Nader, Charles Francois Levant, Shogo Takegawa, Lucille Rolanet, Sarah Danielle Rick Harris, Yael Schemmer, Katerina Oskagara, Tatiana Kim, Norwen Rissier, Yulin Feng, Xiao Xiao Shen, Kaylin Fu, Fernanda Paira Calvallo, Hai Ain Alcala, Nikithya Vijay Kumar,
Brittany Winnie Cunningham, Ashley Marafino Overhouse, Kelsey J. Ryburn, Jency Megan Butler, Michelle Masi Kristovich, An Gang, Debashish Bakshi, Rachel Uy, Gerald Passis Agata, Nalani Chrysologo, George M. Morris, Blake M. Ward, Benjamin K. Hand, Austin M. Harms, Nicholas Walter Yoka, Benjamin Howard. Alex Park. Michael Theodore Rabins. Carlos Curado. Matthew R. Wilson. Isabel Darosa. Tui Nguyen. Clint Christopherson. Sean Hanley. Kristen Anderson Housel. Kiran Sidhu. Rishi Gupta. Tara Moseni. Clarissa Choi. Maya Hope Parks. Susie Spalding Orza. Yasemin Sahili. Jennifer Noel Guxton. Christy Gately. Ashisha Sudakaran. Yukiko Ori. Austin Jones. Nathaniel Koo. Justin Globerson. Benjamin H. Haber. Christian Elias Kernkamp. Natalie Kakshi Carroll. Jordan Wilcox. Mara Nori. Randall Cord. Robert Joseph Allison. Chantel Rose Baum. Jan R. Kawano. David Garibaldi. Sarah Winfield. Dorothy Young. Alexander Luong. Leslie Allen Layton. Allison M. Rattet. Hannah Song Kim. Alice Clark. Tracy Aoki. Caleb Y. Lee. Noah M. Wu. Jonathan R. Fields. Sean Lukens. Catherine A. Halfelt. Nathan Roseland. Ron S. Peoples. Morgan S. Biggerstaff. Philip Gregory Privatelli Jr. Tobin Lim. Connor O'Carroll. Kristen Louise Williams. Andrew M. Levad. Nora Margarosian. Michelle Gearhart. Deepa Sharma. Benjamin Bodell. Kyle Walker. Alexis Heather Pomish. Lindsay Taylor Pace. Sarah Faye Katz. Thomas K. Morgan. Donisha Brar. Emily Diaz Sunday. Robert Shen. Rowan Dixit. Louis Lee. Chang Rick Ho. Parmir Brock. Allison N. Hain. Michelle M. Ken. Caitlin Miriam Phillips. Alex Paddock. Hardys Hudari. Maxwell Teal Poderowski. Derek Bredefeld. Nicholas Sterling Howe. Nick Smith. John Hutar. Bridget Regan O'Hara. Shuen Tung. Asha Pandia. Andrew J. Garrett. Catherine Howland Jordan. David Hernandez. Alexandra Danielle Wilson. Kristen Michelle McCrae. Stacy Kowalski. Lucas Pastusha. William J. Cosmopoulos. Joshua Eric Lafont. Christopher Pace. Ashley Ann Edmond. Melody Bahar. Nicole Sherman. Emma Christian Gartner. Anna O. Zarrett. Alexander Olson. Michael Shippey. Emma Levy. Tahir Ayman. Christina Emile Basham. Sarah Marie Ayat. Nicholas Lansdowne. Munder Mike Corey. Isaac Jackson. Justin Page. Jessica Marie Mira. Hannah Salome Warwick. Jose Barajas Pomposa. Megan Amanda Miller. Gabriel Bugelmans. Samantha Finnegan. Chelsea Ellen Keeney. Mira P. Carriajoy. Jessica Lindsay Guest. Spencer J. Reckon. Nura Hakeem Barakat. Claire Marie Lessicard. Charles McCurdy. Amanda Renee Hall. Cara Satra Panetti. Liliana Garcia. Aaron A. Cullen. Alyssa B. Villanueva. Rodney Kendall Nickens Jr. Destiny Antonia Whitfield. Ariana Lawson. Jason Morales. Andrew Demerchant. Caitlin Nicole Law. Ashley Lorraine Duran. Sarah Ann Barr. Laura Lee Gildenborn. Catherine Schaefer. Taryn Jones. Yessie Lagunas. Julie Stephanie Alacorn. Ivan Jimenez. Angelo A. Villarreal. Brittany Denise de la Torre. Nancy C. Arevalo. Elizabeth Degaran Colombi. Michael Astani. Stephanie Dominguez. Veronica Bravo Chavez. Lydia Lopez. Daisy B. Mateo. Ashley Marie Gillian. Grecia Elisa Ceja. Jenny M. Alsa. Nadia R. Chowdhury. Shar Giridharadas. Stefan Shishpurkish. Patrick Andrews. Chelsea Sharp. Alexa Ray Hanker. Elvir Kosovic. Benjamin Lang. Jacqueline Fang. Arosh Mapoor. Jessica Allen. Jocelyn L. Valencia. Whitney Lauren Geitz. Zach Newman. Christine Elizabeth Dolan. Catherine Green. Andrea Toole. Rachel D. Belvin. Wei Shea. Masa Purak. Michael J. Reiser Jr. Anthony Rodriguez. Juan Morales. Benjamin T. Perez. Nicholas Romero. Anthony D. Rosello. Rob Yang. Leslie Lequan. Sean Pan. Jose L. Reynoso. Nicholas R. Kerr. Caitlin Kelly Garrett. Gregory S. Berlin. Monica W. Zhang. Cora Gilman. Kevin J. Ash. David Max Burrows. Maximilian Harris. Ely Gus Malcolm. Mina Maki Sack. Natalie Niage. Amanda Elise Beckwith. Benjamin Shimon Green. David Owen Navasartian. Dana Hodge Hassan. Jonathan Tong. Jonathan Austin Cam. Kuman Yavi. Patrick Thatcher. Joseph Seltzer. Andrew Lay. Patrick Dylan Jensen. Olivia Natalie Mendoza. Regina A. Durr. Leslie Ray Hamilton. Elizabeth A. Lee. Monique Dollywall. Ariana Yvonne Goodell. Rachel Cocalis Gregory. Alexia Arocha. Karen Penn. Ivana Dukanovich. Shane Colden. Danielle Ling Shang. Mona Amy Rosani. Ronnie Shaw. Keith Thomas Yetter. Rihanna Howard. Caitlin Marion Wang. Pauline Elise Tyler. Stephanie Strider. Danielle M. Bogarts. Jane Petoskey Dennis. Richard J. Hogan V. Mary Shamaki. Julian Sarkar. Cheng Yi Gao. Ian A. Nicholson. James M. Dion. Laura Elizabeth Mandler. Samantha Nolan. Ariel S. Gaknaki. Ali L. Nicolette. Michael J. Montgomery. David Roth. Susan Ann Spiker. Olga Y. Hutchins. Vlad Dembitsky. Allison DiVincenzi. Angie Ong. Jason Kawilorang. Kevin Wang. Gavin Hu. Kevin B. Armonier. Evelina Chang. Kim S. Crawford. Spencer J. K. Lau. Tiffany Sue. Shiva Rupal Pramod Shah. B. Christopher Grauman. Laura Hagen. Samuel Rosen. Jonathan Shaw. Nicole Elizabeth Redbird. Queenie Vivian Chow. Susa Lim. Jean A. Bay. Sang Bum Park. Paul Leonard Kim. Green Song. And Michelle Hong.
I think it's deserving of a round of applause at this moment. tradition, the graduating class selects a member of the faculty to give farewell remarks. This year, the class elected Associate Dean for Experiential Learning and Professor Nancy Stewart. Dean Stewart, like all of you, is a UC Hastings alum. Following law school, Dean Stewart practiced in a variety of public interest settings, from litigating voting rights cases to representing individuals living with HIV in a wide array of civil legal issues. She returned to UC Hastings in July 2000 as a member of the faculty, where she taught the Individual Representation Clinic and Roles and Ethics. In January 2006, she relocated to South Lake Tahoe, where she developed a legal services program at the local women's center and realized the tremendous need for legal services in rural areas. Dean Stewart returned to UC Hastings a year and a half later as the director of externships and pro bono programs and became the first associate dean for experiential programs in 2012. Dean Stewart is well loved by our students as a mentor who helps them explore the vast legal landscape, develop their professional identities, and discover their niche in the law. Please welcome to the podium, Dean Stewart.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean Fegman. Thank you, students, faculty, friends, family, distinguished guests. None of us would be here today without each and all. I'm particularly humbled to speak to you all today as a Hastings alum. While it was a few years ago, I know what it means to cross the finish line at this particular institution. It is your intellectual curiosity, determination, perseverance, and the support of those who shared in your accomplishment today that have helped you to reach this goal. There are a few thoughts I want to convey, and everyone knows that lawyers speak in multiples, but there's no need for notes, so you can relax. The things that I'll speak about are all things that you already know and will continue to guide you as you navigate the bar exam and your path ahead. Nelson Mandela said, "I never lose. I either win or learn." I want to take a minute to say that again because it's particularly relevant to those of us as lawyers, but to all of us who are lifelong learners. I never lose. I either win or learn. As the dean who encouraged you to get out of your seats and into the streets, to ground your legal education and experience, I love this quote. This is what practice is all about. Not perfection, but preparation. Learning from each experience. Asking yourself what worked so that you might repeat it, but also asking, what would I do differently the next time? What do I have to learn from this experience? Consider how the world has changed during your 3 years in law school. There have been wins, but also opportunities to learn. Who would have thought that marriage would be legal in my lifetime? For myself and for so many of our friends. Not me. There were many losses along the way. But we learned, the lawyers learned, society learned, and ultimately, love won. What has been mentioned by a number of the other speakers today, losses on issues continue. These have become, though, the catalyst for mobilization. Social media has provided new avenues to organize, particularly in areas of racial injustice, as we see with the impact of Black Lives Matter. Just this week, our Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, speaking on behalf of the Department of Justice, declared to the transgender community, "We see you, we stand with you, and we will do everything we can to protect you." Powerful words from the nation's top lawyer. All of these efforts are helping us to learn, gain understanding in deeper ways, and will lead to future wins. These are not individual actions, but part of growing and emerging community. So let's talk about community for a minute. One of the aspects of commencement that I find particularly lovely is that you all are able to choose with whom you sit. We heard this in the lyricism of your names being read. No stilted recitation in alphabetical order. No, you're sitting with friends, acknowledging the relationships you've developed over the course of your tenure here, whether that be through your student orgs, concentrations, clinics, competitions, journals, singing. The graduates you are sitting with are those, we can all sing, yeah. Those that you're sitting with are those you've depended upon and who you will continue to depend upon as you get each other through the next few months of bar study. But there are also the folks who you will reach out to when you have a question beyond your particular legal experience, or perhaps just when you need support. You will know that if you have a landlord-tenant question, you can call on David. Want to know if a child custody order is appealable or not? Megan knows something about that. Employment issues, Julie is your go-to. A soft IP question, I'd call Asha. The community you have built at Hastings extends beyond your classmates, your faculty, the lawyers with whom you have worked during the summer. It also includes your family and friends. In loose terms, you might call this your network, but I know how you feel about networking. Regardless, the distinguishing feature of community is the shared emotional connection. If you want your work to be based in integrity and honor, then you must exhibit these traits. Treasure these connections and continue to build your community. Recognize, too, the intersections between the different communities you are a part of. Build bridges, engage in making broader, stronger connections. Finally, I wish for you the courage to be vulnerable. A willingness to be uncomfortable has been part of the challenge on your path to becoming a lawyer. It will be part of your life in the law as well. Vulnerability is one of the ways we make ourselves open to growth. In today's world, your first job will not be your last job. One of the keys to fulfillment is to reflect on and refine our fundamental aspirations and ask how our work is or isn't meeting them. If you aren't willing to step outside of your comfort zone, this may be the time to re-examine what you are doing, where you are in relationship to your goals and ideals, and consider making a change. As Nelson Mandela recognized, be committed to always be learning. This is the key to happiness, and where there is happiness, there is success. Profound changes are necessary to bring about justice in this country and in this world. We must be willing to push the envelope, to go to new places, both professionally and personally. You all are fortunate to possess the knowledge, skills, and passion to make real change. Go make it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Stewart. On behalf of UC Hastings, I would like to extend the college's warm appreciation to everyone who participated in today's ceremonies. I ask that the audience and graduates remain seated until after the faculty begins the recessional. Then, I ask that the audience remain seated until the graduates have exited the auditorium. Graduates may be met in front of the building on Grove Street, where we will have light refreshments. Congratulations to the graduates of 2016. This concludes our formal commencement program. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening.
We're still live. Oh, we're still live, but it's dark.
Washing dishes.
I don't know where he's at. I don't know. I don't know where they went. Let me call Roger. Where you at, Rodney? In the lobby? You inside, not outside? Okay, he's inside. All right, we're outside. We're ready to come back in. Stay right where you are. No, stay because I don't know which door you're coming out of. I'm coming to you. All right, Will? On the auditorium? All right, I'm coming in. I'm coming in. I'm back inside. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. I'm back. I'm right. Oh, there you go. I see you. Huh? All right, yeah, come on. All right, so what do you want to say, Mr. Nickens?
Very good to be done.
Huh? Speak to the camera.
It feels so good to be done. 3 long years of law school, but it's over, finished. It's a huge sigh of relief.
You had your cousin streaming in from all over the United States.
Now I just got to pass the argument.
All right. Had your aunts and uncles streaming in from all over the United States, wishing you Aunt Kim, Aunt Jamie, all of them, Little Lloyd. All of them were streaming in, and they were screaming and hollering. Candace, Monique, everybody was screaming and hollering.
Thank you all so
Misha.
much. I appreciate it.
All right. You gonna get out? You gonna mess around here and break my camera?
This is Keith Nickens. I'm the head of the family. Making sure everybody stay in check. All the way from California. I'm at the graduation. It went well. Rodney had my genes. That's why he did well. He'll carry the torch.
Well, you the fool. You the fool. Yeah, it's live streamed right now. It's on the internet.
No, don't put me on the internet.
When they move, I want to take a
all right,
picture.
all right.
I don't want nobody's in.
Well, you shouldn't have got in front of the camera.
Seriously, seriously, delete me. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, don't delete me.
You the one jumped in front of the camera. Not me.
So what is the setup you have, Rodney? So what is all
It's
this?
live stream, brother.
Well,
This
you
is
had two.
technology.
You had two.
Right. The other one was a video recapturing device. So in case the live stream doesn't capture it, which it will, I got a backup. Let me call Tiffany now. All right, little Lloyd said hello. He's looking at you now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's looking at you there.
What was this?
Go back that way. Little Lloyd's looking at the stream right now. And he can hear you. Tiffany. 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 Oh, it's ringing and I'm still talking. Hello, Tiffany. All right, come on, Rob, because my battery's about to die on my phone.
You have reservations?
You want to get that in the background, right? Oh, man. You want to get that in the background, right? That's it?
How are we going to sit together?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been brought to you live from California in the Bay Area. Come here, Rodney, come here. Sorry. Officially, well, unofficially yet, but the bar, it's done deal. You get past this, you can get to the bar exam. So this is attorney at law, Rodney K. Nickens Jr. Counseling by Rodney K. Nickens Sr. All right. Hey, y'all stay, you know what. And we coming to Virginia next. We coming to see y'all next. Hey, Sydney, good job, brother. Who else is coming up? What's the boy name? Timothy, you coming up next, boy. Great job. Misha, happy birthday. Who else?
Auto power off.
Uh-oh. Oh, I got it. I got to fix that. All right. All right, we good to sign out. We good to sign out.
Say something, Ramona. Go ahead and say something.
Tiffany, we're on the inside. We're on the inside.
Kendall, say something around here. Kendall, say something. No, say something.
On the red carpet. On the red carpet.
Evan, say something.
Come on, Evan. Come and say hello to your
Say
cousin.
something. Say something. Like the camera.
No, who am I?
Everybody's screaming. You got your Aunt Kim, you got your cousin Lloyd, little Lloyd. You hate when I call
Tell
him
Mrs.
Lloyd.
Cousin that.
Guys, this is Evan. Evan coming here from LA. Oh.
They still up there?
Yeah, everybody's still. The thing is, the feed is still live.
Yeah, I can.
The feed is
It's
live.
live.
The feed
Straight
is
out of
live.
Hampton. I'm next.
Oh, that's right. I
Class
forgot
of
about.
2019.
Ah.
The real HU will be soon.
This is Keith, the head of the family. And
gotta
I want you to
back
know
up,
all
Keith.
the hard work that I put into this. We've
That's
yielded
us.
great results.
That's what they said right now.
Rodney has followed my footsteps. He's carrying the torch.
Back up some. Back up some, Keith.
Kendall.
This is it's delayed. You gotta remember, just like real TV, it's a delay.
Can everybody see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
See, that's what
Oh,
you
it
got.
is delayed. I see. I see. They see everything.
510-921-1611. 615.
Okay, Lloyd said. Look at that. Lloyd answered. He's talking back.
Yes,
That's interesting technology.
Yeah, this is it. This is how people making millions of dollars. Shit. They're making millions streaming, live streaming.
And then you YouTube and all
Yep.
that?
This all going on YouTube.
Thank you.
All right, we got to go, y'all. See y'all. We're out. Live stream going down. The Mavette Way TV radio station going down. It's been nice. It's been fun.
Gratuity.